All right, we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Agent Outreach Live. As you can see, Landry is here again in studio. Super exciting. Landry, why are you here in Arizona this week? What's going on?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This Thursday, we're actually doing our first kind of just batch meetup, community meetup. And Ryan is going to be a panelist. So I'm super just looking forward to that. We're going to have a really good group of people. And I'm just happy to be in Arizona, even though it's been super hot. So
For sure. And, we did catch a little bit of rain. It was like cloudy for like 2 minutes today. So, as you can see, I got my sweater weather on.
yeah, seriously.
Welcome to Agent Outreach Live, everybody. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Ryan Zolin. Again, this is Landry Morby. She is my co-host. On this show, we are pulling back the curtains. There is no script. There is no nice fancy thing that we're reading off of. What is that called? A teleprompter?
Teleprompter, yeah.
We're not reading off of anything. This is fully just transparent action, going in, calling agents, and trying to show you guys behind the scenes. A lot of times what you'll find on social media, especially on YouTube videos, is the tip of the iceberg. Yes, I've got funnels too. Yes, we have things that obviously we are trying to sell. But at the end of the day, what we want to show you on shows like this that are free for you is that we can actually go a little bit more in depth. This isn't just here's agent outreach, here is MLS offers, here's what we do. This is the why. This is the why we do it. Why we're out there taking action every day, why we're doing the same consistent things, just like every other investor, but with a little bit of a different approach. So if you're not familiar with agent outreach, the easiest way to explain this is that it is an acquisition strategy. So agent outreach are those texts that you get if you are a licensed real estate agent that would say, hey, are you still a licensed realtor in the state of whatever? My name is blank and I'm interested in purchasing that off-market property. If you're a realtor, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're an investor, that's the name of the game. We're reaching out to realtors. Now, why would you do something like this? Well, the alternative that people don't talk about on shows like this is that the cost of doing direct-to-seller marketing, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It is. It's really, really tough. And it's not impossible. I have a lot of friends that teach how to do direct-to-seller wholesaling. I've tried it myself. What it comes down to that people don't talk about, you need money. Like realistically on some very, like, no pun intended, but very real level stuff here. You need to understand that $5,000 to $10,000 direct to seller is your entry point. So if you don't have that money to spend every single month consistently, direct to seller marketing is not the place to start. That is the only bias you'll hear. And if you go back and you've been watching this series so far, you know exactly what I'm about to say. But the only bias that you will hear me say is that our strategy is the best place to start. The reason being is that it doesn't break the bank. So Agent Outreach Live, we use a system and software, Batch Leads, where they actually have an agent outreach directory. It is crazy. It is this simple. There is literally a button that says Agent Outreach. We click on it. We put in the city. We make some calls. It's that cut and dry. So should we pull up the software really fast and show them that button?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll
Cool.
kind of just show you guys. And as we're always going to say, of course, you can't see everything. Everything has to be blurred on YouTube for privacy purposes. So if you guys want to as well, we'll get the links for you eventually to get into Discord with Ryan or into the Batch community. You guys can always jump in there and actually see everything, without it being blurred and really learn the ins and outs of the system. But basically how it works is we come into agent outreach within Batch Leads. Even the lowest plan gets this, which is really nice too. And then you come in and search an area, and we'll tell you guys which market we're going to be calling in today soon.
Mm-hmm.
But you type in a location and you have a ton of different filters. Like if you wanted to find an agent by their first or last name, if there was somebody specific, or by the brokerage, and then by active listings, total sold amount, average listing price. Really quick, Ryan, I think it's super beneficial, especially for anybody that's brand new or hopping onto the show for the first time. What's the benefit of, the amount of active listings somebody has? Or like, I know that there was another time that we were pulling up a list with like average listing price. Like, what does that tell you about the agent? Why is that important or not important?
For sure. So last week, I think I had mentioned that those are all filters that are going to be, it's like a variable. It's a variable dependent on your market, meaning that if you're in a market that has a high amount of activity going on, traditional and investment, you don't really have too much to go off of other than you could see what their statistics are. If you're in a smaller market, slower inventory, it's just kind of like maybe some of those Midwest, smaller populated areas. This list actually would, I'd say, be more beneficial there, because typically in a smaller market, there's only going to be a handful of people that are actual producers. So I think finding the people that have X amount of sold listings, X amount of active listings, X price of whatever it is in volume sold, I think those are great to go off of. The thing that I said last week was don't let that be a deciding factor for you not taking action. This should be something that if you're going in trying to filter out based on the realtor, it's just data. You're trying to figure out, in this market, this list right here pulled in this specific time of year is money. In this market over here, it might be the exact opposite list. And that's what I love about what Batch did, is they gave us options. They didn't go in and just say, here's the bulk list of realtors. There's a website out there that I'm not going to name, but there is a bulk list of realtors that are updated. Well, if you guys haven't realized this, I'm sure a lot of us can understand this. Realtors are consistently coming into the industry. We are seeing a good amount leave right now too, as times are harder, but there's always going to be an influx of more. So if that's the case, what truly is the most updated list? Well, we found it with Batch. They could go in there and they consistently update the data every single day. So whenever you pull this, it's in real time based on what active listings they have. Based on the day, what they've actually sold year to date, this current month, this current week, if they're high producers, this current day. This is the kind of stuff that you need to understand when you're going in and trying to build a business. This isn't just pulling lists and trying to hope for the best. We're trying to be calculated. So to answer the question, long story short, I think the list of the value in the list is going to be super like reasonable for you to go and do this, but don't let it be something that's going to hold you back. Just try pulling something that's going to be based on a city, based on a zip code. Start there before you dive into active listings, sold listings, number of current listings, or anything along those lines.
Yeah, that's what I love about this too. And as you guys will see, or actually kind of not see, because I will have that part blurred, but you will see it, of all of you just get all the phone numbers, you get all the contact info. You don't have to skip trace anybody. You don't have to fight or, take forever to find somebody's information. So you could, if you wanted to, and like you're saying, just start off. Don't overthink the agents that you're reaching out to. You have their phone number, just give them a call. You don't know if they're wanting to make some money and do some deals. So
that's it.
You don't know until you call.
That's it. And there's a question I want to address really fast. This is a great one. This is exactly what we're looking for, by the way, on the show. This is interactive. And the more interactive you guys are with us, the more transparent that I can be with the process. So Ken says, hey, Ryan, I'm good friends with a big player in the Houston market, and he basically told me agent outreach makes 0 sense to him. As far as he is concerned, it doesn't work in a saturated market. That's a limiting belief, and that's okay. This big player in Houston, there's nothing against this guy. Quite frankly, what I would almost challenge him, or maybe this is a role that you could fit in this guy's business model, is that he has a missing piece. He doesn't understand the value in agent outreach. The reason being is that they have traditional things of what they do, whether this is direct to seller marketing. Maybe they are more disposition focused if they wholesale, and so they have properties that are brought to them 24/7. Maybe they are primarily focused as a traditional real estate agent. If you want to give us some insight as to what this person's primary business model is, I can break down as to why their thought process is the way that it is. A lot of realtors, on the other hand, don't see the value in it, and they think that investors are spamming them. A good majority are, but the few investors that are out there doing agent outreach at a high level, they're solving problems. So the thing that I'll lead to with that, hopefully this will make sense, is that I always say the hardest part of being a realtor is to find a client. The hardest part of being an investor is to find a deal. So if the hardest part of being an agent is to find a client, the value that you would bring to a licensed realtor is representation. They get to represent you in the transactions that they bring to you. So they get paid a commission by a seller, while in return, you as the investor, the hardest part being to find a deal, get the value from the agent bringing the opportunities to the table. So that's the beautiful thing about this, is that it's actually a win-win situation. I'm not going in saying this has to go in and be a specific deal where it's creative finance, or this has to be a development deal. This has to be a list. This comes in where I'm solving problems. I tell them option 1, 2, and 3. And a lot of the times it actually comes out where I'm not going to make money on the deal. The agent that brought it to me is just going to list it and get the seller the most amount of money. But what matters most is I got the opportunity and first dibs at it. So that's where it's a numbers game. Doesn't matter direct to seller, doesn't matter agent outreach. The thing that I like to understand is that no matter what it is, it's going to take time. But if I can eliminate the fact that it's going to take money as well, that's what we do with direct to seller. We eliminate the fact of having to spend money to start. So if he's spending money to go get deals, let him. That doesn't mean that it doesn't work or that he's crazy. The fact that he's going to go and crap on our strategy, prove it to him as to why it's valuable. The only thing I'd put as a precautionary, watch out for those kind of like relationships, just in the aspect that if they don't see the value in it, those are the people that sometimes go around you in transactions. So you don't want the realtor to have a new contact that is your buyer that will just go around you. You don't want to send them on market deals that you don't have locked up because they'll go around you. Instead, you want to know your numbers. You want to be spot on, get it under contract, and bring an opportunity to them and say, this was from agent outreach. Would you like this? So now that's value. So here's the next piece. He wholesales, fix and flips, and is also getting into new construction. Great. So if he wholesales, he would understand that what his hardest part of his job is doing is to find more business. It's to find deals. The hardest part of being an investor is to find a deal. So if he fix and flips, if you found an opportunity that made sense, we're going to use some drastic numbers here, so play along. You find a deal at $100,000. It was brought to you by an agent. Seller wanted nothing to do with the property. They inherited it. They were happy to find out it's worth $100,000. Now, we are just so crazy as wholesalers that we don't want to go and purchase this property, but rather instead we want to sell it for $150,000. It's a $50,000 assignment fee. Now, in that example, let's pretend, drastic numbers, the house at the end of it is worth $500,000 in the condition that it's in. So that means we're leaving a good chunk of money, $350,000 of equity on the table. Well, to the investor, they're going to jump up and down because they're buying a house for $150,000 that is worth $500,000. To us, we're jumping up and down because we have a $50,000 assignment. To the agent, they're super excited because they had a signed listing contract with the seller, 3% commission that they got both sides of, 6%. They get $6,000 on that deal paid by the seller. Seller pays the commission, some fees. They got more money than they anticipated for. Everybody wins in that transaction. So if that's the case, why wouldn't that deal make sense? Doesn't matter if I got it from the MLS. Doesn't matter if I got it from agent outreach. Doesn't matter if I stole the house some way, somehow. If title's free and clear, title company, closing attorney sign off on it, say this was legal, why would they have an issue where it was sourced? Usually it's ego. Usually it's the fact of a limiting belief and they're just going to walk into the room saying it has to be direct to seller, has to be off market. That's fine. You don't have to work with that buyer. But that's just food for thought as to what his thought process is. It's not that it's bad. It's just that the limiting belief is that agent outreach does work and the value is 100% there. I would even argue that majority of wholesalers right now are doing agent outreach.
So. Oh, yeah. And I really love too, especially just on the point, if nothing else, that it doesn't cost you anything in marketing. It's time. All about That's building relationships. So it's like when we're on these, or when Ryan's making these calls, it's not like agents are answering and just being like, oh yeah, you know what? You just called me at the right time. I've got a deal ready for you, buddy. But it's like that one, what was it? Like 11 months or something like that. But that ended up coming to fruition.
It was like $125,000 assignment. It was 11 months of follow-up. It takes time. But the beautiful part behind that was that the relationship that was formed in the 11 months, obviously they trusted us enough to bring us a deal. So in that case, agent's happy with us. The relationship's formed. Who do you think is top of the list next time they have another opportunity?
And that's another deal or another opportunity from one person, which I really love about this strategy too.
I mean, I don't like to crap on other strategies because I think that it really depends on what people want to accomplish. I think the main thing to understand, and I always, again, try to give kudos where it's deserved. I'm pretty sure Brent was the one that talked about this first, but it was wholesale is a foundation. So wholesaling being a foundation, there's a lot of different things strategy-wise within wholesale. There's the direct-to-seller, there's JV, MLS, agent outreach. Again, direct-to-seller even has like 5 branches, door knocking, driving for dollars. There's a million different ways to do this with wholesale. Well, if wholesale is the foundation, the goal is to create active income. Once you get to the point where you have to start worrying about taxes and worrying about what that looks like to take the next step in real estate, well, then you've got decisions. That's the long-term buy and hold. You could buy this as a long-term for an Airbnb, make it a short-term rental. You can make it a long-term rental and just rent it out. This could be fix and flip. This could be private lending. This could be development. This could be going, again, a million different directions. The goal is to get started. For most people that are watching this, you probably haven't gotten to the point where you've done a deal or even at the point where you've done a deal consistently every single month. So right now, foundational, let's work on finding that first deal. Let's work on not breaking the bank, trying to get stuck in analysis paralysis. Let's not worry about what my logo looks like or what routine I need to get in the morning to get going. These are all personal things. I'm not going to say it's good or bad. What it comes down to is the action steps. I talked about this, I think this was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Green time needs to be on your focus. So if green time is money-making activities, regardless of what that is, maybe even a job, your green time activities need to be time blocked in your day. If you are not time blocking at least 2 to 3 hours a day, assuming you're working another job, or at least 6 to 8 hours a day if this is full time, you are going to fail. I talked about this earlier. Every Tuesday we do a call with our family tree, the people over at Real Broker with us. Shout out to everybody. But we talk about like where the 8 ball is going. We have to get ahead of the curve. So right now, if you are a one-trick pony, even let's pretend direct to seller, typically people that are out there saying this strategy doesn't work or this one sucks, that's someone that's not doing the best right now. So the people that are jumping from strategy to strategy to strategy, just read the writing on the wall is all I'm going to say. Understand that this is a long marathon here. We are not trying to do this where we're going to become rich over the span of 30 days. We're going to be taking steps to get rich over the span of 30, 60, 90 days that leads to years and years of growth and development. So if right now it's just getting started, Not breaking the bank is going to be most important. The thing I said today on our call, which I think I ended it with this, and this is something that I always try to repeat, especially to my students: survivability is first, scaling is last. Survivability, stability, scaling. Survivability is paying your bills. Stability is sleeping well at night. Scaling is when you start building a business. So let's worry about the according facts. Obviously, I want to make sure we're going to have some time today to call some agents. We are calling Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland, right?
Cleveland.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Cleveland, Ohio. We have some people in the office that were talking about Cleveland. We had people in the Discord inside Slack that were talking about Cleveland in the past. And we did not want you guys to think that we forgot about you. So we are going to be calling Cleveland, Ohio today.
I think that was great, though, to break that down, because I think that everybody, having multiple tools on your tool belt.
You have to. If you're going to be just a traditional agent working with buyers or sellers, your time is limited. If you are just a wholesaler, your time is limited. I don't care what your strategy is. If you are just somebody that's fix and flipping, time is limited. Right now, you don't need to be the person that tries to do everything. But if you could have the resources and tools available to do everything, that's all that matters. So for example, my business partner, Matthew Potter, anytime short sales or hedge funds pop up, that is my guy. Anytime fix and flips pop up, I've got 2 or 3 JV partners that we go in and either split the deal with them, or we'll go in and just assign it out and we make a wholesale fee. There is a million different ways to do this business. It all starts with one phone call, and that's what we're doing on these shows here for you guys.
I'm going to send this over to you, Ryan. Here, let me show one other thing really quick, just to show what this looks like.
You ready?
Yeah. By the way, guys, just wanted to show you really quick, after you do those filters, or if you just pull up, in a certain city or something within Agent Outreach, this is what the list looks like. So this is our Cleveland list that you guys can't see all the info, but you get everything you need to know about those agents within just pulling it, and it doesn't cost you anything. I think it's really great too. If you guys had, I saw a question as well about, or from Andrew, about expired listings. You just do it in property search, and you can even pull in bulk the agents attached to those expired listings if you wanted to, kind of the reverse way. So there's lots of different ways you can do it. And yes, you can. It's in there. So get into the help center, or you can always get into the community that we'll share with you. And we have lots of resources there.
Absolutely.
Too. So okay, let me send this over.
Love it. We are calling Cleveland. What I ask for in this show, ask questions. I see a bunch of them too that I still have to get to in the comments, but feel free, if there was a takeaway or something specific that you were like, oh my gosh, that was awesome, make a note of it. Put it in the comments so other people that might have missed it, if they were multitasking, they were able to make a note of it too. On top of that, because we don't charge for the show, the only thing that we ask is if you found value, share it with a friend. Feel free to share the link. Feel free to tag them in the comments. Feel free to post it in whatever community or group that you are in. We appreciate you guys and all the support.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, I'm going to send these over. It starts to get a little smushed later, but it'll be okay.
It's perfect. All right, we're going to call Jeffrey.
Okay. And then you guys can make notes in here too. So I'm always here making notes of the really awesome agents.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, you have reached the voicemail of Jeff Longo and Longo.
You guys know my rule here. I'm on to the next one. If you want to double dial, triple dial, ask for their social security, whatever it is, just be mindful.
Hi, this is Doreen from Jeff Mathias's office. How can I help you?
Hi, I was looking for Jeff, but you said you work on his team?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm trying to find someone that could help me with purchasing an investment property.
Okay, what kind of investment property are you looking for?
So primarily single family homes. I'm not sure if you can see my area code, but I'm based in Arizona. We're just trying to expand out to some other markets. We've got some partners and people out in Cleveland that could help us with some of the management, but the only piece we're missing right now to this all is a realtor. So I don't really have too much preference other than single family home. Ideally, the cheaper the better, but we're kind of peaked at like 300,000 right now, 350. But we're paying cash. So I'm looking to close on something rather quick, but I wanted to call a realtor, and before just throwing a bunch of information out there, I just wanted to see if we can form a relationship first.
Okay. Your name, sir?
My name is Ryan.
Ryan. And your last name?
Zolin. Zolin.
Zolin. And your phone number? Okay. So he's on the Chamber of Commerce Leadership Tuscarawas County tour bus today with all the new applicants, and they do that every once a year. So
cool.
He should be back in the office, I don't know, somewhere by 5:30.
Okay.
So I'll make sure he gets the message. Okay?
Perfect. And that was his team too? That's what you said?
Jeff Matthias, yes.
Okay, awesome. Does he work with other investors?
Not real. I mean, no, not really. I mean, He's got a couple people that buy if he's got something,
sure.
But
okay, yeah, really, for sure. Well, I look forward to chatting with him. And thank you so much for the time.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Straight to the point. Didn't mean to cut her off there at the end, but I got to show you guys too. The thing that bothers me the most when I'm talking to people, it doesn't matter if they're in our community or not. The question I always get is, how long should these conversations be? If you guys see our KPIs, we don't have time to chit chat. Like if they're going to tell me about all the things they do and all the accolades, depending on what they say, if there's specific triggers, listing coming up, pocket listing, if they mention an investor vocab word, ARV, renovation, like they start talking about things that are in our realm, that's when I would make a situational awareness decision, which would be, let's see where this goes. I'll spend an extra 5 minutes. With her, she wasn't the point of contact. She wasn't someone that was looking to pass me along to another realtor. Yeah. She was trying to come in. She was just straight to the point. What's your name? First name, last name, phone number. What are you kind of looking for? I'm going to pass it along and have this guy reach out.
Yeah.
The reason that I went through and played along to that whole thing was because the team lead is reaching out to me. The weird thing I thought was that she said he didn't talk to or doesn't have other investors. Team leads, they got all the connects. So the fact that I was going to get teed up to him direct, let's go.
Yeah.
All day long.
Like, I'll take
I'm here for it. Here for it. So we got a quick little question too from Ty. Hey, Ryan, what do you do when an agent doesn't want to answer questions and just tells you to submit an offer or go about your business? Do you go ahead and submit an offer or move on to the next? My lovely safe answer of it depends. Just depends on the situation with the agent. If they're going to give me the cold shoulder, that's going to have dictation on if I was having them represent me in a dual agency, if I was going unrepresented, if I had maybe an agent that brought it to me that was going to represent me, or if I'm licensed in that market myself. So one of those four options would be determining representation for the offer. So you have to figure that out first. Depending on what that would lead to, all of them being except for them representing me, I would just go ahead and submit the offer. Just because if they're not going to entertain your offer, they're not going to answer questions, odds are they're probably not representing you in that deal. So great question. Khalil also asked, do you comp deals before you call? If I'm calling on the MLS for a deal, I'm calling them as I'm comping the property. That's with experience of comping properties and in the markets that I'm in, I'm very comfortable. So if you're not comfortable, comp the property first, make notes of things, and then call the agent. Cool. All right. 1 for 2.
Shannon. If you guys want to try batch leads, by the way, where we're getting this list, this is the link. So I'm just going to post it here real quick.
Cool.
Oh, it didn't post, but we'll get it in there. We'll get it for you guys.
Okay.
All right.
Colin Shannon.
Sorry, I'm just laughing because I almost made this whole thing fall over. So. Right this way.
Matt said, last time I was on, you specifically didn't use terms like ARV comps. Do you let them bring those terms up and then respond to them? Absolutely. When I'm talking to realtors, I'm sounding confused. I'm sounding like a client. That's not to not convey that I'm a realtor. I absolutely get to that point. My goal is to show them I need help. When I'm calling somebody and asking for help, why would I want to sound like a know-it-all? I'm not going to be like, so the ARV on this property is going to be blah, 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 and the comps are... No, you got to be like, hey, so I think that when it's all fixed up and repaired to the highest value I could sell it for, ARV, I think that would be at this price. That's once the cost of renovation was broken down. That's after my comps are broken down, but it's in a way where they understand. Well, it looks like the neighbor just sold their house for this and they're bigger. The neighbor just sold their house for this and they have a pool. Mine's a 2-story without a pool, smaller house. I don't see that I could sell it for that price. I'm jumping around comps. I'm jumping around ARV, jumping around even renovation. I'm trying to just make it a conversation. And the more likely you are to sound like a client and just truly an investor that needs help, the more likely you are to resonate with a realtor.
That's a really good question. Really good tip too.
We're going to call Gene. Also too, Lenny, I need a little bit more of a breakdown on that. Did an agent ever force you to go out of pocket and say the main buyer must be on the listing? They can't. Equitable interest in wholesaling rights. I'm legally allowed to wholesale, so they can't unless it says it's not assignable.
Hello?
Hi, I'm looking for Gene. I'm not sure if I have the right number.
Speaking.
Hey, Gene. My name's Ryan. I'm calling, trying to find a realtor out in Cleveland that could help me. I'm trying to purchase a property. I'm not sure again if I got the right number.
Which property?
I don't have one lined up yet. I'm right now trying to get a few realtors to interview to see if there's somebody that could help me out. I'm based out of state, but trying to find someone that could be a part of like our, I don't want to say our team, but like somebody that could help us with buying multiple properties.
Oh, those are tough.
Yeah.
Thanks. That's sure. All right. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye. You can fight for that one. I could hear kids in the background. Situational awareness. It's a battle uphill, trying to provide more value in a small amount of time with you guys. I love you. That was for you. If you wanted to go and take that to the next level, the conversation would have gone something like, hey, Gene, completely understand. It even sounds like you're busy right now. If you don't mind me asking, do you have someone you could refer me to? I don't need this right now. Just whenever you get a minute. If you have someone in your office or somebody that is like maybe a newer agent, I'm just trying to find a few. And honestly, you answering the phone, even while busy, that I would trust your input here. So I'm hyping them up. I'm understanding. I'm not saying this needs to be right this second. And I'm also giving them the out. So at that point, especially if this is a market you're focusing on, always, always, always ask. Doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt at all. Even if they say no, okay, who else should I know? Cool. Can you still wholesale properties that have unpermitted additions, or how do you go about it? Absolutely. Yeah. You just need to make sure that there is going to be a permitted square footage and then there is an unpermitted square footage. Disclose, disclose, disclose. I always hate in the wholesale world that we don't answer questions and we just kind of throw out a bunch of stuff and say it's as is, protect yourself. No, if someone's buying this property, especially considering most wholesale terms are non-refundable earnest money with 0-day inspection, you bet your ass you better disclose whatever the hell is going on in that property. There's squatters, there's rats, there's Arizona scorpions, there's, we just had a dust storm come through and knocked off 3 bricks. I don't care how big or little the issue is, disclose. So, and if you obviously don't know, just say you don't know and encourage them to do their own due diligence while maybe offering an inspection period. But yeah, absolutely. You can wholesale them. You just want to make sure it's disclosed that it's not permitted. Great comment, Adam. This agent showed you how much she'll work for you right then and there. Passed her by if she doesn't show the app for interest. Yeah, you're right. Spot on, bro. Oh, Rudolph?
Yeah.
It's holiday season. Let's go. Rudolph has my deals.
That's so.
Can you imagine naming your kid Rudolph?
I would love that.
That's bold.
Perfect.
Rudolph is like top tier, you know? I mean, just like led the way.
I like it.
Rudolph.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool name.
Hey, not sure if I got the right number. I'm looking for Rudolph.
This is Rudy.
Rudy, gotcha. Nice to meet you. I again don't know if I have the right number. I'm trying to find an agent in Cleveland.
What you need, man?
Trying to buy some investment properties. This number just popped up online when I searched up Cleveland realtors, and so full transparency, I mean you're the third person I've called. So just trying to find someone that could help me out with representing us in a transaction.
Sure.
Cool. So do you work with like a lot of buyers and stuff, or like what's your primary focus?
Working with buyers.
Perfect. Okay. So I don't know if you saw my area code. I'm based out of state. I've got a bunch of connections out in Cleveland, and we've even got like I don't know if you call him like a partner or a money guy or whatever, but we've got all the pieces available. The only thing I'm missing out on right now is I only have his input as for what the area is like, and then I need a realtor that could obviously just give me like a second input while writing up an offer for us.
Yeah, 1 second.
Sure.
Let me text you, and I got somebody on the other line. I'll call you back in a few.
Cool. Thank you. Oh, Rudy. We'll get back to him.
Yeah, we'll see if he calls. Calls back.
On to the next.
Charles.
Who? Come on, Charles. Money's calling. Rudy just sent me his email. Oh, Rudy. I guess that answers that too. He doesn't like Rudolph.
Yeah. There you go.
For
I think
sure.
it's got a pretty cool name.
We're just making our way down the list.
Who's this? Michelle? No. Yeah, it is. 3-3.
Yeah. Cleveland Realtors. Where are you guys at?
I know. What are you guys doing today?
It's fine. It's fine. They're celebrating the Browns win. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. I'm not sure if I have the right number. Is this Clifford?
This is he.
Hey, Clifford. My name's Ryan. I'm based out of state. I'm in Arizona. I'm an investor. I'm trying to find an agent out in Cleveland. I'm not sure if you're still licensed or not.
I am.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I'm trying to find a property. I'm not sure if you work with buyers, but being out of state, I could just use some assistance with like a real estate professional. I've got all the other pieces in place right now. I even have like a partner that's kind of backing us with funding. But the one thing that I need is a property to get under contract. So I'm not sure if you're able to help me out or not, but we're looking to make a move pretty quick.
Okay. What's the property and property address?
So I don't have a specific property lined up, but we're looking kind of in like the Cleveland area. So I don't really mind if it's on the MLS.
Cleveland is a pretty big.
Yeah.
When you say Cleveland's pretty big. So I'm familiar with Arizona as well, right? So Cleveland would be comparable to like a Phoenix, like it's
for sure,
big and it has
for sure.
And it has suburbs, right? So when you say Cleveland, it'd be probably better to kind of identify with your price range.
Yep.
Your price range will basically determine what part of Cleveland you may not be referring to.
So that's exactly what I was hoping you could guide me with. So I'm kind of in the range of like, because we're paying cash. I mean, full transparency, I might use hard money if the price is a little bit higher than what we're looking for. But we're like comfortable up to max like 500, but realistically like a 300-ish price range is where we want to be at most.
Okay. And these are properties that are like multifamilies or singles, what's the game plan there? So
we primarily fix and flip in Arizona. And I mean, I could show you any of like our past flips if you want to see what we've done. We've done like the $1 million stuff in the past and it's not bad. I just found that having that much like exposure out typically when a market flips is not the goal. So if anything, I mean, single family home is my comfort level, but if you found an opportunity that was like a multifamily or even possible Section 8 for like a rental, I'm not opposed to buying and holding properties. The primary focus right now and going into like the next like 30, 60 days would be to find a fix and flip first.
Got it.
Cool.
And you're talking about your acquisition would be $300K or your ARV is $300K?
So ARV meaning like the after repair value?
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, I could buy up to 300 pretty comfortably, like the purchase price with the acquisition or with the after repair value being around like that 500, 550. Then the way that we kind of run our numbers is I usually take off like 93% from the start just for miscellaneous fees. And then I take off the cost of renovation. And then typically whatever we put into the cost of renovation, we want to make back. So like if we put 50, 60K out, we want to make pretty close to 50, 60K back in profit.
Okay.
So whatever that comes out to.
Do you have a team out here that can, that does all the repairs?
Yeah, we've got a guy that he can handle it all. His name is Devin. We've got some rentals already that we're JVing with them. So our goal is to really find a way that we can scale that. So buying more rentals down the road if the right opportunity popped up. But then more importantly, just the quick cash. Can we turn in, fix and flip a property? Basically cosmetic, nothing like tear down or full on gut jobs, but carpet, paint, cabinets, anything that I can be in and out of within 45 days.
Okay. 45 days. What's your email?
All right. So you ready?
Yep. Right.
Absolutely. I like that emphasis on the Z.
Yeah, for sure. So what I'm going to do here, I'm actually in the process of doing a listing, putting a listing on the market. Once I'm done with that, what I'll do is I'll scour the what we have on the MLS. I'll send you kind of whatever's out there.
Cool.
And then we can kind of go from there.
Yeah, sounds good, man. The only thing that I always just I would ask is that, so we're in like Florida too. We do some deals out there. I'm all for the win-win relationship. So I want to make sure that whatever we can do to get you paid on the deal, that's my first and foremost, while obviously we're still making money. The only thing that I ask is I just don't want to get set up on like a search, just because I don't really know what I don't know in the area. So if I could kind of lean in on you, that if you found something that was on market that you think would make sense for a flip, if you could just send that over to me rather than the automated list, it'll just kind of get lost in translation.
I can do that.
Cool. Awesome. Well, I really appreciate your time, and I look forward to working with you. We're looking to buy something, I mean, in a perfect world by the end of the month, but 30 days, like no less than that. So, or no more than that, I should say.
And most of the stuff that you're going to try to purchase is going to be cash, or you're going to try to do hard money? Just
if it's above that 300 to 400 range, we're probably hard money, just so we can use other people's money. But if we are under that 300 range and it's something that, I mean, we need to move quick, we could close. I don't like saying what the fastest we've done is. It's been like 2 days that we've closed fast. But as for comfort level, I mean, 7 to 10 days is a really good close of escrow for us.
Okay. Sounds good. That can work.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Talk to you in a second.
Bye. All right. I still got it, everybody.
Yeah.
We're good. Whew. Okay.
That was good. I mean, he like,
yeah,
that was
a
good. That's a top tier.
That's like,
who's this? This is, hold on.
Do we have somebody here?
No.
No.
I don't know who that is. Wait, was that
440? No, 475.
No.
They wish. Just kidding.
So would you say that that's like top tier? I mean, obviously we're going to see what he sends you.
So the way that I structure it, without going too much in depth of stuff we cover in Agent Investors, he's my like tier 3. So tier 3, meaning that he's not just licensed and a realtor. He's not just going and bringing me stuff. This guy mentioned ARV. And notice how I was like, oh, that acquisition, I mean, after repair value, what, like when it's all said and done. Okay. Yeah. Great. Cool. I'm on the same page.
That was perfect
so,
to showcase that.
Yeah. I like that. I like that he's on top of it. He obviously is not just sitting there waiting for his phone to ring. You could tell he was doing something. And the minute I called and we got a little bit further in conversation, you could hear he stood up. He went, grabbed a piece of paper, asked me what my email is, built a little bit more rapport.
Put it back to you as well to make sure you got the right thing.
There's a lot of questions here. Let's go through this. Adam, great point. I love the way you ask agent questions and make them correct the facts about them. Not sure if I have the right number. Not sure if you were still licensed. Maybe I caught you at a bad time. Look, I'm not going to say that this is all sales training, but this is a lot of stuff that, shout out to Steve Trang, learned a lot of just how to handle objections from the start. And so some of the stuff that's my strategy that I like to do, I assume that I just have the wrong number. Let them be like, oh, no, I'm here. Because if I go in and be like, hey, what's up, Chris? Nice to catch you at this time. Are you good? I'm going to sound like I'm a VA. I'm going to sound like I'm reading a script. If you notice, a lot of the stuff that I'm doing, I always talk about tonality. But in these cases, the last two that answered, I just matched their tone. I'm stumbling over words. I'm sounding a little confused, but I'm still human. Not confused as to where I've never made one of these phone calls before. But also, hey, I'm a real investor. I'm not a virtual assistant reading a script. I'm not just text blasting you and trying to go about it. I saw somebody above asked about a dialer. I think a dialer is a great route once you're comfortable doing agent outreach. The reason being, you are trying to handle a lot of relationship building in a short amount of time. We do it very fast on this show, and even so, we are taking it slow going through the examples, but we're very quick at how we're jumping to the next calls. They don't answer, on to the next. They don't answer, on to the next. Have a conversation, take notes, put follow-up, on to the next. So if you could do that in dialer, knock yourself out, have fun. If you feel like you're just kind of dipping your toes in the water, I wouldn't recommend going and spending more money. I would recommend going into the database, using your phone, calling like I'm doing, so that you could save these people into your contact book. Do you want them to call into an automated number and then have it forwarded to you? Or do you want it going to your cell phone when you don't have any business yet?
Yeah.
Odds are you probably want it to your cell phone. So great question though. Khalil says, what does it mean when an agent says they can't do dual representation? Okay, but they can be an intermediary. So they're basically saying that they can do unrepresented, but they can't be dual agency. Dual agency, what most people don't realize, the most common teaching of a dual agency is where the listing agent that has the deal you're trying to get represents both the seller and you in the transaction. That's fine. That's a very easy way to go about it. A lot of people will teach you just to go direct to the listing agent because you get a better deal. What they forget to tell you, again, tip of the iceberg, is that the fiduciary they have is to the seller. So if you don't know what you're doing, if you've never done a contract, if you've never closed a deal, you need to make sure you have somebody that has your best interest, because while you might have watched every YouTube video possible, the odds of you knowing the terms that need to be in a contract, knowing the ins and outs, knowing how to protect yourself, that's questionable right now, and that's okay. That's fine. The thing about dual agency that I don't love is that you leave money on the table. A dual agency is my very, very, very last attempt to get the deal. Hey, look, I get it. You can make twice as much money. Just represent me in the transaction. What I could do being licensed is ask for a referral fee. I'm not going to go down that route. What I care about is if they do dual agency, I'm getting the price I want. I'm getting the terms I'm looking for. That's it. The reason being is that you're leaving money on the table in commission. Most people forget to realize, but like a $500,000 deal, 3% is 15 grand. So if that's $15,000 in commission, how many times do you have a $5,000 assignment fee that you're over there sweating, losing so much sleep over that you're going to split 50-50 and make $2,500 on? Meanwhile, just doing the paperwork and assigning the deal at the cost you have it would net you $15,000 more in just commission. So dual agency, I don't love. If they're not willing to do it, it's typically the brokerage doesn't allow it, the state doesn't allow it, title company doesn't allow it. Some way, somehow, somebody's gotten burned. They don't want to go down that route again. So I understand it. I personally think dual agency is very gray, but just remember too, dual agency can also be not just the listing agent, but anybody at that listing agent's brokerage representing the seller and the buyer. So if Keller Williams Realty Alabama was the listing agent, and this another agent at Keller Williams Realty Alabama was also the buyer's agent, doesn't matter if it's not the same person, that's still dual agency. So just make sure that you understand the differences, how to protect yourself. I would definitely recommend going unrepresented before dual agency, or having another agent represent you in the transaction. Cool. Great point. Do you feel it's a requirement to have a buyer lined up right away on market, or could you just find one? I think it's important to have buyers lined up regardless. If you don't, you're hoping you know what a deal is. You're hoping that buyers would agree that it's a deal. And this is where the area of gray wholesaling becomes not so gray, a little more on the unethical side. The last thing you want to do is mess with someone's livelihood. So don't just get properties under contract hoping to wholesale the deal out.
Yeah.
Yes, you could protect yourself, have inspection periods, your earnest money is refundable during it. I understand it. The thing I don't love about wholesaling in this strategy, at least, is that if you don't have a buyer lined up first, you're praying that you have somebody that could sell the deal for you because you don't have buyers. So on top of whatever assignment fee you're going to make, 50% of it's most likely gone to whoever helps you sell it. So just be mindful of that. Finding your buyer first is the best way to go. Great point, Nav. No based questions. Framing a negative so that they correct it, lower their guard, build a rapport, come off genuine. Hey, I am genuine.
No, come off genuine.
Yeah, come on.
I think finding buyers is definitely, I mean, everybody's going to have a different way to go about it. There's no right or wrong way or whatever. They're all just different ways, but
we're always right.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
But I think, I mean, you're finding buyers, you know what they're looking for. No, I'm not going to invest in that area.
It's the realtor in me. I mean, if I'm like a realtor that we call, looking for clients in business, the minute I were to find somebody like that, I mean, doing my job, right? I'm going to go out there and I'm going to help them find a property. It's what a realtor is going to do. So it's the same thing here as an investor.
With finding it for your buyer.
You're finding it for your buyer. Yeah. Same concept. Okay. Michael Jr.
Michael. He's ready to make some money.
Hello, you've reached Michael Raskin.
Nope. Dang, not today, Michael.
He's not ready.
He just texted me. Can I call you later?
Okay. Maybe he's a busy guy.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Hi, you've been showing at the Cleveland City office.
Okay.
She hung up.
It's fine. It's fine. We're calling Robert.
Okay.
On to the next one. Just going to keep it going. Okay. Calling Gregory.
It's rolling with it. Yep. Yeah. There you go.
Greg just he's out there finding our next deal. It's fine.
Gabriel.
Hello, this is Gabe.
Hey, Gabe. My name is Ryan. I'm trying to find an agent out in Cleveland. I'm not sure if I've got the right number.
That's a good opening line. What are you selling? Referrals?
No, not selling anything. Trying to find a property to buy. I actually no joke. We're trying to find a realtor in Cleveland.
Okay. Well, so here's the thing. I am a licensed agent, but I am more of an investor. I work with a lot of off-market real estate. I have a wholesale business.
Okay.
So, I mean, are you guys investors?
Honestly, this might have just been like a better phone call that way anyway, because we're trying to find a deal. I don't really care if it's on market or off market. That's why I'm trying to find a realtor. But I mean, off market, that's great. I could put up, non-refundable earnest money if needed on a deal. We can close pretty quick, whatever it is that you guys have. But I mean, I can tell you a little bit about like what we're looking for and see if that's maybe a good fit.
Yeah. Who are you calling with?
What do you mean by that?
Are you like an individual?
Yeah.
Reaching out,
yeah. Just individual.
What's your name, dude?
My name's Ryan.
Ryan, what's up? So are you an investor?
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm a licensed agent in Arizona. I'm not sure if you saw my area code, but being based,
I did, yes.
So I'm out of state, and obviously the market's crazy everywhere, but we have, we've got a guy that we've partnered up with out in Cleveland that we're trying to go into that market just for affordability. It's a lot easier for us.
No, I totally get it. And people like you, I work with pretty often. Usually it's just through like maybe some type of referral. So,
sure.
I apologize for being standoffish or anything like that. You know how it is when you're a licensed agent, you get all these calls from referral firms.
For sure. They're the worst. Yeah.
So I wasn't sure what the angle was. But
yeah, no worries, man. Honestly, I kind of like that approach because that means that you're gonna go and help us out the best that you can.
I'm serious about my time.
Yeah,
that's how I put it.
For sure.
And if you and I are really trying to do some business, I'm already in the world. You're already in the world. I'm sure there's some synergy. So let's see what we can do.
Yeah, definitely. So quick background on me, and I'll be super respectful of your time. I have flipped houses out in Arizona. We have a portfolio of properties that I could show you any kind of like past flips. So if you want to see what our realm is, we can do that. What I found is that we've done up to $1 million in purchase price, but I found our sweet spots kind of the 300 to 500 range, which is why we're looking into other markets, Cleveland being one of them. We're primarily flipping anything cosmetic. So like carpet, paint, cabinets at most, just in and out. Aside from that, we are looking for rentals too. So, I mean, like anything that we could cash flow on, obviously, again, the lower purchase price homes are better in that case. The biggest bottleneck that I have right now is that I don't know the area. So, if I could rely on, if I could find someone that's local that I could trust to possibly like work together and maybe even joint venture, that's what our goal is here.
Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing. I'm doing anywhere from 5 to 10 deals off market a month with like a few listings sprinkled in there for some of my investors as well.
The show's over. This guy is it. It's done.
8 to 12, sometimes 15 deals a month. We're very active. We're constantly working with investors from out of state. I know the area really well. I'm born and raised on the west side of Cleveland, which is a hotbed right now.
Yep.
So, I can give you insight really anywhere in the area need be. If I don't have an answer for you, I got somebody who does,
Oh, that's beautiful.
So, yeah. I mean, I'd love to see how we can make something work.
Okay.
What are you guys looking for right now?
So in like a perfect case scenario, not knowing location or anything like that, I would say single family home for fix and flip, because buy and hold, anything that you come across that seems like a good opportunity, I would obviously, just like I think any investor, ask why you don't buy it yourself. But as long as the numbers work, I don't care. I'll buy rentals all day long. Fix and flip is going to be something that we're looking to pull the trigger on. Like if I could sign a contract today, I would.
Got it. So like, for example, this is a deal that I'm actually working on right now. This is just an example deal for you guys. It's a fire damage slightly.
Okay.
In one corner of the house, but it's not structural at all. I actually was a firefighter for 6 years. I know what fire can do, and it didn't do shit to this house. It just smoked out the second floor of a split level. and then the first floor needs all cosmetics with a little bit of water damage in the drywall. So it's just a ton of drywall it's going to need.
Sounds like a fire deal.
I'm asking 185 for it. The ARV is easily 350 to 400.
Okay. Yeah, dude. So the thing about me is I'm transparent. So if I look at it and it doesn't make sense, I'll give you the feedback as to where my number would be on it. And then, I mean, I've got that one other partner. I mean, I don't even mind. Like, you could wholesale it to him too if you wanted.
Yeah, I'm all about it. I want to work with guys like you more often because, me being in Cleveland for so long, it's one of those places where, like, some of the investors I work with that are local are trying to get, like...
So, Ryan, how do you build rapport? There's all those questions, right?
I sell 8s and 9s. I only buy 10s, if you get what I'm saying. Like, if it's a super home run, I can't turn it down. I'm going to buy it.
Absolutely. For sure.
Right, and you get it. You would do the same.
Yep.
But I make a living off of getting good deals to other investors. You know what I mean? So in regards to that, I'm open to always doing deals with new partners, especially from out of state. I love working with out-of-staters.
I love it. Yeah, and if there's anything that pops up in Arizona too, I mean, vice versa, we're more than happy to help out and joint venture on deals out here, give referral fees, whatever it is we can do to better each other's business.
One of my number one flipping partners is in Arizona, actually.
Really?
She has a design studio out there.
Okay.
She's in I want to say she's in the Scottsdale area, I believe.
Okay.
We were just on a Zoom last night. Her name's Hannah McKernan. She does a lot of business here in Cleveland because she went to school here.
Shout out to Hannah.
Cool. Yeah, so it's pretty cool because, like I said, I'm starting to do a lot more with out-of-staters, so I'm all about it.
I love it, man. I love it. So, question, last qualifying thing. I mean, Cleveland, are you a Browns fan?
Dude, I'm watching Browns highlights as we speak.
Well, I mean,
literally playing in the background.
Send the tape over to my team, the Bears, dude.
You're
yeah, dude. I know.
Fields, though. I'm an Ohio State fan. I love it.
That's why I brought him up. I mean, I figure if you're from Cleveland, you got to have at least Ohio State. So.
Yeah, my brother and sister both actually graduated from there, so I got a lot of ties to Columbus.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Well, good stuff. Definitely will not contact you on Sunday. Understand how that goes. But
I am a Browns season ticket holder, so.
I love it. Well, dude, if there's anything you come across, just let me know. This is my cell, and it was a pleasure chatting with you today.
Please shoot me all your contact info. I'm going to add you to my buyers list, and I'm going to keep you close because I'm going to have stuff coming up here that you'd be interested in. Are you guys interested in condos too?
Absolutely.
Cool. I got another condo flip that you'll probably like.
Awesome, dude. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, and I'll send you over that information right now.
All right, let's do it. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.
All right, bye. See you guys. We're out of here. We're done. Everything's
that
done.
Was awesome.
We're done.
You know what? It's
done.
just one of those things. One more call because what time is it? Yeah. Imagine if you're like, you know what? That's the last one.
I'm done. All right. That's the show, guys. What time is it? We got 8 minutes. Let's get some questions going. That was exactly what you're looking for. The guy's like, what the heck do you want, dude? Like, lose my number. What are you selling? To, I'm a Browns season ticket holder. My family went to Ohio State. I've got a condo that just popped up, and I've got a fire burn property. I got 2 potential deals right here from one phone call.
For free.
If you are in the Cleveland market and you're looking to JV these deals, make sure you message me in the Discord every single week. Again, the show is free. I take whoever's in our market that we did the call in our Discord or in Slack. If you guys were interested in having the information of these realtors, the only thing, as you could tell with this last one, you got to be sometimes on top of it.
Yeah.
I played into it. He's like, who do you work for? I'm like, well, what do you mean by that? Are you an individual or corporation? I mean, I am an individual. I work under my corporation, but let's not try to like buff out the chest, say, I'm a corporation, I've got this and this. No. My name's Ryan. I'm an investor. What do you do, bro? Like, okay, you're primarily on the investment side. You do 5, 10, 15 off-market deals a month? Yeah, okay. Definitely. This guy is like my guy. This is my guy in Cleveland. Like, we actually, by the way, I didn't make up the names. One of the guys over with us at the Real Family Tree, Devin, shout out to Devin. Yeah. He is a beast in the Cleveland market. So who do you think I'm going to go try to connect to go do JV deals with? And I even asked him, can I send this person your number so you guys could JV deals together? Even if I don't buy it, I'd love for you to sell the deal to my friend. That was perfect. That was beautiful.
That was awesome. Wow. I love that for the last call.
Definitely. That was a good one. We got a few questions here. Let's jump into them. Lenny said, for on market, did an agent ever force you to show a hard proof of funds, or would you as the wholesaler have to pay if you back out, because we know the main goal is to not lose money. Lenny, I'm struggling to understand a little bit, but I think I get the gist. So hard proof of funds, just meaning like a normal proof of funds letter. This would come from a lender. A traditional agent's used to a big mortgage company, a corporation, giving you a templated form, which is a pre-qualification form. This is what the traditional realtor's process looks like. On the investment side, a proof of funds is a bank statement. It's a hard money letter, like little letter. It's going to be a private money lender letter. Say that 10 times. So it's going to be one of those three things most likely. So in this case, if they're looking for a proof of funds, I don't like when people make this a big issue. Proof of funds can be downloaded online. It's literally that dumb. I do not recommend going and just downloading one online, but I'd also be lying to you guys if I were to tell you that my first handful of deals, I didn't just do that. So there is workarounds always. You can find a local hard money lender, reach out to them, say you're submitting offers on properties. The biggest holdback right now is that you don't have a proof of funds. They will obviously give you one for you to submit offers with. As for like, would you as a wholesaler have to pay it back out? I don't quite understand that. No, there's some markets where there's house bills and disclosures that need to be in there. And the worst case scenario is you would lose your earnest money. So that's where it's obviously, again, important to make sure whoever you're working with, whether it's an agent, you are the agent, or dual agency, you know what your rights are in the contract. Cool. Now I've said, how do you go about deciding between using a buyer's agent versus offering the double dip? Is it based on situational awareness? 100%. Basically offering the double dip is going to be something, if I'm licensed, I'm going to 9 out of 10 times write the offer myself and try to get the commission. The 1 out of 10 times is going to be either unrepresented in the transaction, netting the seller more money, or dual agency, and that's just to get the deal done. Perfect. Good work. A bunch of comments there. I love you guys. Think I missed this in the beginning. When you pull the list of agents, do you only call an agent if they have a certain amount of active or sold in the batch database? Great question. I'm calling everything. So what I would actually recommend if you're first getting started, just punch in your city, zip code, state if you wanted to go broad, but just try to find one that's a little bit more vague rather than detailed. Once you get to the point where you're a little more comfortable and you find your flow and your rhythm, then you could start playing around with a certain amount of active listings, a certain amount of sold listings, and we'll go a little bit further in that as you kind of take those next steps.
Yeah. And so far, I've been doing the same thing when we pull these, and I do 3 active, 2 sold in the past 6 months. So far, that's pulled up a pretty good group of agents.
Absolutely.
For us, so, yeah.
And this guy, Gabe, just texted me and said, wholesaler/realtor, Cleveland Browns fan, LOL, shoot me your info.
Oh, see, he's ready. He's ready to do some deals right now.
You, everyone's
he's like, he's waiting for your text. He's like, where's this Ryan guy?
Yeah, he's like, Cleveland Browns season ticket holder. Please, 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 let's do deals together. I'm like, all right, bro, I got you. That's exactly what you want to find, though. And I think it's funny when people are like, oh, how do you focus more on the relationship and building the rapport? Did you notice how he was like, here's deals? And I was like, wait, Cleveland, are you a Browns fan? Yeah. I knew the odds were most likely in my favor that he was going to be a big Browns fan. They just won. I was building rapport based off of something that I'm passionate about so that it is a genuine relationship. I also, situational awareness, knew that the quarterback that played for my team was local, went to college for the state, went to Ohio State, which is where this guy's at. So why not try to connect pieces? He also mentioned he has a connection in Scottsdale, name dropped who it was. There is a beautiful connection and synergy right there. That's what we're looking to do. Here,
let's drop some links really quick because it's not letting me for some reason. Yeah. Maybe on your end.
You got them.
Oh, okay, perfect. Oh, you do. You have the whole setup.
I got them all.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so let's go this one first.
Yeah, do that one. If you guys want to try this, by the way, in there, get into batch leads, and you guys can pull up to 1,000 buyer, seller, or agent leads into your account.
Like, I don't talk about this enough, but you guys, like, seriously, click this link below. There is a free trial, so you could try this out, doing exactly what it is that I'm doing here live in whatever market you want. This is the day where in 2023 you could actually go in and search by first and last name a specific realtor, and they're gonna pop up. So obviously most realtors are commercial information. They should be easy to find, but this is the one-stop shop. So if you guys were looking for a place to go to be able to do the exact same thing that we do on the show every Tuesday, this is what you got to do. Go to this link below, click it, try it out. It's 7 days free trial. Is it 1,000 realtors? Right?
Yeah, up to 1,000 buyers, sellers, or realtors. Yeah.
You know how many we talk about that you need to be successful with this strategy? It's 25. So if we're
That's awesome.
1,000 in your free trial and you're looking for 25, come on, you could do this.
And by the way, you only called 13. He only called 13 agents.
I called 13, and I had two or three
really good calls and connections.
Correct.
on your way to that 25 already with one page.
So after you've clicked on the link, you've signed up, you've gotten the free trial, check out our Discord. We do free coaching every single day. This isn't even a sales point. This isn't me trying to go in and say, come buy our stuff. I'm promoting Batch because this is what I actually use too. So if you guys go out there, get the trial, show up to our Discord. Every morning we have coaching Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. Arizona time. I only know that because it's super early. It's 8 a.m. Central. 8 a.m. Central every day, Monday through Friday. If you are looking for free coaching, doing the exact same thing, bring your list. Make sure you have Batch lined up. We'll show you how to pull the list. We'll call it together. I'll have people help you. We'll get some deals closed. So with that said, we are right on the dot, 2 o'clock. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. If you found value, make sure to share this with a friend, and we will see you guys next week.
Thanks, guys.
Peace out.